Good morning, everyone from Nashville, Tennessee. Today we'll be talking about credit cards and loyalty programs with airlines and hotels. Are credit cards good? Are they bad? Should we have one? Should we avoid them? I'll share my personal experience and how I actually got my first credit card. 8-9 years ago, we went on a trip to Thailand, and on the way back we had a 9-hour layover in Dubai. So we went to get a rental car so we can go around town and see what Dubai looks like. But going to the rental car, they told us that we only can rent the car with a credit card. And we didn't have one, so didn't make it. And that's when I decided that I need to get a credit card. So since then, I've been using credit cards, and I made it a conscious effort to actually learn on this topic and figure out what's the best way to use a credit card, what we need to be careful with. So today I would go from very basics all the way to very advanced stuff and things that I learned literally 2-3 months ago, and I wish I knew when I was getting started. In my wallet, I have 4 or 5 credit cards, but question number one is like, how do we get started? I'm talking in English because I'll be talking about credit cards in the United States. In Bulgaria, I never used the credit card. Benefits are not that good. So this video is for students who come to work in the US during the summer. How do you get a credit card? First, when you come, you're gonna open an account. It could be with Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, doesn't even matter. I would actually recommend to open an account either with Bank of America or Chase. Those are amazing banks. And for students, they don't charge anything. So there is no monthly fee. It's free to have an account with them. Now, once you do that, at the end of the summer, you may try to apply for your credit card. You may get approved. You may not get approved. If you don't get approved, all you need to do is to actually keep your account open. If you're planning on coming back for second summer, of course. If you're not planning on coming back to the US, doesn't make sense having a credit card anyways. But once you keep your account opened, you can leave like $500 or $1,000 in it, and you can use the card and do some spendings to that. So that way you get a history. And once you have history, the easiest card to get is the so-called secured credit card. Bank of America has this white card, secured. You put $800 or $1,000, which is your money, but it has the status of credit card. And when you keep using it for 2 months, 3 months, you get a history, and then you can start with the real credit cards. Now, when it gets to credit cards, there are 4 main things that I'm looking at when deciding on which card I want to get. Number 1 is the sign-up bonus. All cards have something like, hey, spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the first 3 or 6 months, and you would get a sign-up bonus. $200 sign-up bonus, $500, depending on the card. So sign-up bonus is the first thing. Second very important thing is the annual fee. Do you actually pay something to have this credit card? There are credit cards that have 0 annual fee, which is amazing. You don't pay anything to have this card. There are some that have 100, and some are all the way up to 550 per year. Third thing that's very important is the cashback and rewards. Do you get 3 points, 1 point, 5 points per dollar spent? And the fourth thing for international students would be the international transaction fee or foreign transaction fee. Because if you use it in, let's say, in Europe, and you're paying 3% foreign transaction fee and you're making 1% cashback, you're actually losing 2%. So again, sign-up bonus, annual fee, cashback bonus, and foreign transaction fee are the 4 criteria. Based on that, the first card that I got was Bank of America Travel Reward. It is the blue card that Bank of America has, and it is awesome because there is like 0 annual fee to use it, 0 foreign transaction fee, and it's giving you 1 or 3% depending on what you get. So if you're not spending much money, that's a great credit card. Now, going up, if you're spending more money, I would go with Chase Sapphire Reserve. It is the best credit card probably for travelers. It has so many bonuses. You get 3% cashback on most things. It is $550 per year to have this card, but you get $300 or $350 for traveling. So whenever you book flight or hotel, so in reality it's only $250 per year. And one of the main perks that you get with this Chase Sapphire Reserved is that you have access to many lounges at the airport. Last year, I keep track of my cashback and the way that I use it. Last year, I made about $1,300 from cashback on this one after paying off the annual fee. So that was cool, and I probably went to 20-30 lounges when traveling, and you have 2 guests that you can invite with you for free when going to the lounges. What's a good way to use the cashback of this one? There are different ways that you can do it. You can get cashback, and some things have 1 cashback. So let's say you have 1,000 points, you get $10 back, and some things have 1.25. There is also donation. If you do a donation with this card, you get 1.5 back. So instead of, let's say, $100, you can get 125 or 150. When you go to the cashback section, you can see that. Now, if you are booking, that's something that I learned a couple months ago. If you are booking accommodation or flights, you get 1.5, which is pretty cool. I never book accommodation to the credit card because I always find good deals on booking. So instead of 1,000, I'll find a deal for 600. I'm a loyalty member of Booking as well, so with Genius 3rd level, I have some good discounts. But with this card, flights are pretty much the same always. So if you see a flight, instead of buying on Delta website, you're just gonna buy to this website, the travel reward website, and you would get 1.5. That's the best value for your points on Chase. But be careful how you get your credit cards. Are you interested in, oh yeah, there's like perks and it's great, but how much is then your fee? How much money do you actually spend? Since I spent quite a lot of money on my card, I'm good to have this one. Then I wanted to keep my status with Delta, and I got the Amex. Amex that's the gold level of Sky Miles. And here you need to be careful as well on how organized you are. I'm pretty organized. I cannot forget to pay off my credit cards. Even if I have 2-3, I just link them and it takes me like 10 seconds to actually pay off my credit card. But if you're not very well organized, it would be a good idea to get only one card, make a reminder on your calendar. If your closing date is the 10th and you need to pay off your card by the 7th, make a reminder on the 5th to pay it off. I've never ever been late for payment on my card. Interest is like 18 or 20%, so if you don't pay off your card on time, you're gonna pay a lot of money in interest. If you pay it off on time, you're gonna have nice cash back, which is exciting. With the Data Sky Miles, I just needed to spend like $2,000, and I got 40,000 miles on Delta, which is amazing. It helps me keep my status. And that's something that I'm gonna talk in a second, but the last card that I just got like 2 weeks ago was the Amex Gold card. Amex Gold card is a beautiful thing for travelers. That's basically the big competition of Chase Sapphire Reserved. And this card is like $250, but they have a huge bonus of 60,000 sign-up bonus points. One thing that's very interesting with Amex actually, and I spent a lot of time learning on how to use that, is that they don't have the cash back. So let's say those 60,000, you cannot get like $600 in cash back, but you transfer to partners. And that's the related topic, the loyalty programs. Should you have loyalty programs for all the airlines and hotels? And my answer is absolutely yes. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. I had a colleague of mine, Pete Burgess, 8-9 years ago. He started talking to me about frequent flyer numbers and having those loyalty programs, and I made an account and I started gathering points. So there are 3 main groups when it comes to airlines: Delta, American, and United. And let's say 80 or 90% of all airlines or in partnership with one of those three. Of course, you can make for Southwest loyalty program here in the United States, but those three big, Delta, American, and United, they cover 85% of the airlines. And when you use their loyalty program number, you can become silver or gold medallion member, which is amazing. What are some of the main benefits with that? Number one, you get free bags. In the United States, domestic flights are usually like $35 for the first bag, $100 for the second. International, second bag is like $100. But you don't only get 2 bags for free, you get up to 32 kilos instead of 25 kilos for your luggage. So quick story, I was traveling Nashville to Bulgaria having a lot of luggage and I had 2 heavy bags about 30 kilos. On this trip only, I saved $350 on my luggage. Why? Because it was an extra bag, $100 and $250 for being overweight. So I saved $350, and of course you would get upgrades, free upgrades of seats, more space whenever they get the chance to upgrade you. So being a loyalty member is a great thing. Also, I just registered with Intercontinental, and we went in Dubai. We were staying in an Intercontinental property. I didn't have any points, but just because I registered, I got a free upgrade, and internet was free instead of $10 a day. So I also have registration for Bonvoy Marriott and Hilton and Intercontinental and all the big chains in the world with hotels. Now what you can do with Amex and with Chase Sapphire, they have partnership with all those big chains. So hotels, airlines, and you can transfer your points toward those partnerships. And here's an interesting thing. Amex has direct partnership with Delta. That's something I learned 2 weeks ago. So, Amex, you can transfer your points to Delta and book a flight. But what if American has better flights or United has better flights? They do not have direct partnership with American and United, but they have partnership with other airlines who are partnering with United and American. So with Amex, you can transfer your points to Delta and book directly with Delta, or you can transfer to some of the partners that United and American Airlines have and book through there. And actually that's a way better way to do it, because Delta, for example, has the smart pricing of tickets. So a ticket could be $1,000, could be $500, depending how busy the flight is. It could be 6,000 points, it could be 20,000 points. But some of their partners have fixed points. So let's say Nashville to LA would always be 12,000 points. So you always need to check first, let's say on American or Delta, what are the points? It might be 6,000, but if it's the smart pricing, it might be already 25,000 points. But with their partner, it's always 12,000 points. So you might be better off to book with this partner. So we went basic to most advanced. You might have gotten a little confused, but one important thing to remember is that credit cards can actually help you beat the banks at their fees, and you can make money out of it. Just like I made about $1,200-$1,300 last year, and I visited 20-30 times the lounges for free, and I was always bringing friends with me, 2 friends to the lounges, and then I have the sign-up bonuses. Now, the question is, why do I have those 4 credit cards? Am I gonna keep all of them? My strategy with Amex was to sign up to something higher, like the gold card, to get the big sign-up bonus, because you only get sign-up bonus once. And then I'm gonna keep those points, but I'm gonna downgrade to a card that has $0 annual fee, or I'm gonna use those points for a flight. I have a wedding going on in September. We are flying to Mexico for Edgar and Alex Ibar's wedding, and I may book my flight for free with that, use the points, and I'm gonna downgrade to some card that has $0 annual fee. That way I got the big sign-up bonus of the big card, but then I'm downgrading and I'm not paying annual fee and I'm making profit out of it. Some people do not prefer the cashback, they prefer the luxury. When you're using those points towards first class or business class on flights, instead of spending $3K, you're gonna get it with points that are worth, let's say, $500. But I usually get the cashback just to make money out of it. So money or luxury, up to you. Hope that's been helpful. It's great, and it's basically free money when you get subscribed. Again, credit cards start with Bank of America Travel Reward, 0 annual fee, great benefits anyways, no foreign transaction fee. Upgrade to Chase Sapphire Reserve, and if you want to get some good sign-up bonuses, Amex is good as well. Do not get credit card in a way that you're gonna need to spend more than what you wanted to spend. I needed to spend $6,000 on my Amex card, but I knew I'm gonna upgrade on my iPhone and MacBook, so that was already a purchase of $4,000, and I only needed to spend 2 more to get the sign-up bonus. If you're in a place where you're supposed and you need to spend more than you wanted to, just to get the sign-up bonus, that's not the right way. And tip number 2, always have an insurance and a backup plan, because it kind of like didn't work out with my Apple purchase, so I needed to have a little more spendings, but I could easily do that, and it was not a problem for me. So do not count only on wanting to get the spending you need for your card. But it's great thing, it's free money. Get enrolled also for the airlines, Delta, American and United, and Hilton, Marriott, Intercontinental. Basically all the hotels. Takes like 1 minute to register. Just give it to the register your personal number, and you're gonna be collecting points and gaining status with all those. See you in the GOAT class.